if they don't, if they don't, we could just jump right into not even breakouts. Good.
Sounds awesome. All right, well, welcome back, everyone. We want to thank you for coming back to our second session of SCIP, which is the Stanford Community of Improvement Professionals. We are really excited that you're here with us. And we look forward to continuing to partner with you to grow this venue and to make sure that we're having fun and connecting, because that's really our mission and our purpose. So thanks again for joining. Just to kind of give you a run of show today. Well, my name is Jakaria Stewart, sorry. Improvement professional on the improvement team here at Stanford Healthcare. And just want to give you a run of show today so you understand what we're doing. So I'm going to give you some real-time feedback or sharing kind of what we've done to iterate on the feedback that you've provided us, because we always want to make sure that this venue is designed with you in mind. And then we are going to have a tool time talk today from Ryan, and he's going to give us some tricks and trades on Mural, which can be translated to Miro as well. Then we're going to go into a quick overview of Lean Coffee, just so we remember what we're doing and how to do so. In our first session, we had breakout rooms led by facilitators, and this time we're going to organically allow those roles to be claimed or captured. And then we're going to come back and share out and end with some like wish and wonder, including potential topics for the future. So with that being said, sorry, I just tried to snack something in 3 minutes. I guess that wasn't a great idea. But I want to thank you so much for joining us today. And we're excited to see the group, how it matures and how it grows and where we go. So one of the things that we were asked to do as a team is to write a quick article about this endeavor, and they shared that a picture was really helpful. So I just wanted to really quickly ask if there is anyone who is concerned or would not consent to us taking a picture, to just please pop it in the chat. You can directly send it to me, and we'll cover your photo so you don't have to turn off your camera or anything. But we would love to take just a second to snapshot a quick photo of those that are with us today. So knowing that I will handle the coverage should it happen. Selena, are you able to take that for us, or?
Sure, I can do that.
Awesome. So if you're on, we'd love to see your face. Ricky Martin. Okay, done.
Oh, it's not Ricky Martin. Where?
I thought we were playing in the song.
Not yet. Not yet. You're jumping the gun.
No.
But so Selena,
a little late or early.
Selena, if you could count. Oh, look, we have a guest appearance. Look at Lisa's dog. Oh, our newest SCIP member. How cute. Oh my gosh. Okay, Selena, when you're ready, if you could go ahead and then we'll capture the photo. You're on mute, so we're just guessing.
Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. I'm ready.
Okay. Okay, we all set?
Yep,
Perfect.
I got it.
Okay, thank you all so much. And again, if you don't want your photo in the publication, then please just inbox me and we'll put flowers or something really lovely to represent you without your name or anything else. Okay, so the other thing that I wanted to do is just share with you that it is important that we iterate in this group, that we grow, learn, and get better. And so I want to let you know that at the end of our last session, we did a like, wish, and wonder, and we heard you. We heard you. So we loved the fact, and this is kind of what was in the feedback, that everyone liked meeting new people. They enjoyed the opportunity for growth, for collaboration, and for sharing of tools. So we appreciate hearing that feedback. Under the wish and wonder areas, there was a consistent theme around being able to be prepared for this meeting, so not have it feel so organic. So asking if we could send future topic polls in advance, or if we also could allow more time for the topics to be discussed in the breakout. So have less topics and the same amount of time, or more time to accommodate for having 3 topics, because the desire to go in depth is there. We kind of pulled you guys back just as you were getting to the nitty gritty of it. So we definitely heard you on that. We also want to let you know that we're going to work on sending you prep information in the future, but it's going to require that we re-engineer how we gather what's important to you. So we're working on that. We didn't have it for session 2, but we're looking forward to figuring out how to design that into our process moving forward. So all in all, we are excited to be here today to get us moving forward. And we wanted to let you know that every time you give us feedback, we will act on it and do our best to embed it into our process. So any questions or any thoughts on that, which I've just shared? Okay, well, in community, I'm not good waiting 10 seconds, you guys, just so you know. I know the rule. It's like I had coffee, but I didn't, even though the picture says. But in an effort to get us moving forward, I just want to yield the floor to Ryan. Most people know who Ryan is. He's an improvement professional, a principal consultant on the improvement team. And he's designing our lean coffee journey, or he's been a big part of that. But Ryan is actually going to take us through our tool time today, which is on Mural. And I know that a lot of us in Zoom have had to learn new platforms and things to be able to allow for engagement and be really creative about it. So Ryan has learned some tricks and tips in Mural that we feel will be helpful for everyone. So I'm going to turn it over to Ryan for the next 5 minutes, which is our tool time.
Okay, great. Thanks, Jakaria. Wonderful. For those of you I haven't met, my name is Ryan Dark, and hopefully this will be helpful to you. I'm going to be using the prompt of Mural. This is an exercise or a modification of an exercise I was asked to do last week, and we felt like it would be beneficial to this group and also help tee us up for this group or this particular session and ones to come. First thing I'm going to do for all of you who can see this, I'm going to set my timer for 5 minutes because that's what I was given, and that way I can keep myself honest on the amount of time that I use. So let me give you I'm going to give you the demonstration about Mural, this tool itself, but it can be applied to other collaborative platforms like Jamboard or Mural, other tools like that, or even a whiteboard within Zoom itself. There are some options that you can do there. What we like about this is the ability to for everyone to be able to access the same whiteboard and be able to see and participate at the same time. So what I'm going to do is, first thing I want to give you the opportunity or show you that this can be used as a presentation as well. See up here it says presentation mode. I've put in some slides that you could actually jump and do it, act just like it was in PowerPoint. Notice at the bottom of my screen, there's the toggle next slide or previous slide. I can go to the very next one and walk through some of the, I'll walk through some of this for you. Why would we do this during our conversation? So some of the things, what this allows us to do is document our conversation, allows us to gain alignment, communicate clearly to those around us, especially after, like if you've gone to a breakout group and then you're taking notes, this allows a really nice venue to be able to share and then report out once you've done a breakout in Zoom or other platforms. Identifies the areas for discussion, streamlines the conversation, and helps us to, well, like I said, improve readiness to share. Some of the different types, in person, of course, we'd use whiteboards, Post-it notes, large paper. Virtual, though, we have, like I said, Zoom. We've got these virtual collaboration sites. We could use our shared folder sites, or we could just simply share our screen and then have people annotate on the screen. That's usable as well. So some of the ways we can document is one person documents as other people watch, which is traditionally the way we've done it, or everyone participates together. And that's what we use in this kind of a venue, is we want everyone participating together. Okay, so, and then expectation, oh, this is not, sorry, that is not for today. So didn't catch that. Okay, so I'm gonna take myself off of the presentation mode, actually here. And notice that I can use this outline. I've created an outline and I can jump right to different areas of this tool, go straight to a fishbone, for example. There is the opportunity for us, there's lots of templates in Mural where I can create these, a fishbone and walk it through with a team. I could also do something like a swim lane. And this is a of course, a swim lane process map, and you could set it up, and then the team goes for it like they would in person. Same thing. The ways that this works is you could do a couple of options. You could go over here in this text area, and you can choose Post-it notes, any colors that you want, and you could just grab and drag over. You can also just double click. Double click will do the same thing anywhere on there, and then you click on it and start typing. It might be too small, so you can zoom in using the roller ball on your mouse, zoom in, zoom out. If I zoom in on it, I can also click on this, and then I can change the font size if I wanted, blah, 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 something like that. I can change the formatting of, I can make it bold, underlined, etc. I can change the color of the Post-it. I can do all kinds of things. So there's all kinds of features you can do. I'm not going to go into all of them right now, but I just wanted to let you know that there are different ways to do that. When facilitating a time, like, let me check my time. Oh, 1 minute. There are lots of options you can do. There is a polling voting session. We'll be using that today. I can turn off or set private mode so that if you're doing like a brainstorming and you don't want everyone to be influenced by other people's input, you can set it as private, and you can keep it as anonymous, or you can actually have it reveal who wrote what after the private mode is done. That's a nice feature. You can also turn on and off what people can do in it. If you only wanted them to use Post-it notes and nothing else, you could do that. So lots of other features you can do. Some of the final things you can do is you can choose to disable reactions. You can disable other people so it isn't busy and you see everyone's cursors. And then when you're done, you can maybe celebrate and say, woo, good job, everybody, we did it. Okay, so I've got 1 second left, and that is all with my tool time. How about questions? Let's see. Licenses, things like that, okay. Yeah, I didn't pay for this application, I don't think. I think it was just Stanford Health had it available. And then there's the Ricky Martin, which it wasn't Ricky Martin.
Hey Ryan, how
So
did you learn
Kathleen,
how did you learn how to do all this? Did you go to a YouTube, or is there something in there? Because that was really fast. It's good to know what's available, but if everyone didn't catch it.
I learned by doing primarily, but they do have tutorials. They have a number of different tutorials. So if you were to go into the dashboard itself, there's the Learn tab, and in the Learn tab, there's this option here, and it's not pulling it up. But there are videos that they walk you through in terms of learning how to do different things. Yeah.
We also have
all kinds of stuff here.
Stanford also has a rep within Mural who gives some really good demonstrations and is available to talk you through if you want to know how to do something or whatever. And they've been fantastic.
Great. Cool. Good. Okay, so that is all with that. So let me now I gotta find, sorry guys, I gotta find my other one I have set up for us. It's right here. Okay. Okay, so now I'd like us to tee up, now that I gave you a really, really, really fast overview of Mural, we're gonna start using it. So some of this, I wanna share what we did last week. I mean, last time, it was actually 2 months ago now. And then we'll jump in and we'll start using some of it. So let me orient you to what we have. This is the lean coffee format that we're going to be using, or actually this is more of the Kanban board, so to speak. So what we have is we have the to-do section. So the to-do section here, I'm going to make it bigger, and I'm going to send everyone, I'm going to drop a link in for everyone when we're ready, and we'll go ahead and have everyone access this. But some of the things that we came up with in terms of topics to discuss that we haven't discussed yet are how to hand off improvement work back to operations, how to incentivize individual contributors, how to facilitate meetings in virtual environment, like what we're doing here, how do you define roles between project managers and directors, how do you sustain past improvement projects when the main participants have been assigned to other priorities? How do you create alignment with all stakeholders? How do you effectively incorporate feedback? How do you deal with unrealistic expectations? And how do you deal with staffing issues that are not being addressed and affecting the success of your project? What we're going to do in a moment, I'm going to release you to go ahead and access. You can add, I'll probably say 2 minutes. You go ahead and add some other topics that you'd like to discuss. We will then have another minute for people to review and vote. We will vote on, you'll get the selection to choose 2 that you'd like to discuss, and then we'll see which 2 raise to the top. The others, what we'll do is save them for next time, and we'll put a poll out sometime between now and the next meeting, and do this voting virtual so that we can get prep materials to all of you, as Jakari mentioned. Once we pick those 2, I'm going to place them here in the topics we'll be discussing today, so you have reference to them in your breakouts. And then once we've finished today, we're going to move them to this topics already discussed area, and maybe revisit them at some further date if we'd like, but this gives us a sense of history. Okay, and then there's also follow-up actions. This is for us to make sure that we're following up on items that got brought up.
Brian,
And
this
then
is
at the
Noelle.
bottom, oh yes. Yeah.
Oh, I was just going to say, in terms of the topics that have already been discussed, I don't know how everyone else's group fared. Our group barely made it through one topic. I would say we didn't make it through one topic. I was one of the only people who got to speak about it. So I don't know if people might want to spend more time on those other 2 topics since we voted so highly for them.
Okay. Okay, that's a good idea. So what I can do is in a second, I'll move those back. Actually, when all of you are entering yours, I'll move those 3 back, and we'll see if people want to discuss those again. We can bring those back. Great idea. Okay, so then when you're in your groups, we're going to have individuals self-assign. Last time we had facilitators. We're going to have this time, you will select someone to be your facilitator. So just making sure conversation moves. And then you'll also have one person document and one person keep time. So there's really 3 roles: facilitate, document, and keep time. The time will be rolling at the top. I'll go ahead and start it here. So that's not that hard, but you want to make sure that everyone's aware of what it is. Documenting is just making sure that you're keeping track of the conversation and questions and comments that come up, and then facilitating, just making sure that everyone has a chance to speak. Okay. So that's that. What I'm going to do now is I want to show you how to share. The best option we found is that you go to the share tab here, or button here. Oh, no connection problem. Hold on, let's try that again. Okay, and then you go to this visitor link. The visitor link allows anyone to be able to access it. I'm going to copy the link, and then I'm going to drop it into the chat. You'll see this here, and you can go ahead and click on that. Once you click on it, for a second, I'm going to allow it to show everyone's cursors. You'll start seeing people's cursors and things. I do want to, I want to show you that because sometimes the feedback I've received from some groups is that it gets really busy. So I want to share with you that you can click on here. Oh, and you can hide non-facilitator cursors for everyone. And I'm gonna turn that on because that way you won't, it's less busy and you won't get dizzy otherwise. I'm gonna set the timer right now for 2 minutes. And what that'll allow you to do is review the others and enter ones yourself. So go ahead and start doing that. You're going to enter them in this, what topics would you like to discuss today? And while you're doing that, I'm going to grab these 3. I have to unlock them. If anyone's watching me do this, I'm going to unlock them because I've locked them so that they can't get moved around. I'm going to press the control button and select all 3. And I'm just going to move them over to this area. Okay. Right there. Okay, good. Okay, so you've got 1 minute, 22 seconds left to add to this. Remember, you double click and it opens up a post-it note and you can go ahead and add topics that you would like to discuss. When that 1 minute is up, I will go ahead and close that part. And then we'll go ahead and have a time of voting where you'll have option to vote on 2. Okay. Any questions while we're waiting for this minute to lapse? And remember, these topics we will be taking and we'll be dropping them into the poll at some point between now and next meeting to be able to get a sense of what the group wants to discuss in the future meeting. So this part of the meeting will actually take offline and streamline it a little bit. We're going to try it anyway, see how it goes. It may turn out that we want to go back to this kind of format and have it more organic to the particular day. But we're trying to be responsive to all of your feedback, and so we're giving it a shot, seeing how it goes. Okay, 5 seconds left. And you'll hear a ding. There it is, just like you're on an airplane. Okay, great. So now I'm going to share with you. Someone's got way over there. Oh, I'm going to move that. Oh, okay. So I'm going to share with you how to do voting, and we will vote. So I'm going to do both. So watch my screen so that you can know how to do this also. So voting session. I'm going to start a voting session. And on the voting session, I already populated, what do you want to discuss today? So we're going to use that. I'm going to have 2 votes per person. You can change it if you want it, but we'll just keep to 2. Who can end voting? I'm going to just say me and facilitators, not anyone on the thing. We're going to vote on just the sticky notes. So that's it. And that zeroes it in on what's available to the people who vote. And I'm going to click on selected section. So that's this particular section of the board we're going to vote on. Okay, so I click on next. And now I'm going to start. Once I start, I have to select this section, make it bigger. So now this is the area that we'll be voting on. Notice I can make it bigger, smaller. I'm going to say right here. That's the area we're voting, and I'll open the voting now. Okay, and begin voting. Go ahead. And I'm going to set the timer for 2 minutes. You have 2 minutes to look them over and vote on 2.
Hey, Ryan, my tip
Yes.
says I can click a card to add a vote, but I don't see where this card is that I can click.
The cards are in the post-it notes.
They're actually the
So
post-it notes. Okay.
Yes.
I tried to
And you
do
will
that.
notice.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll notice a little tiny pink dot on the upper right-hand corner of whatever post-it you clicked.
Oh, okay.
You'll see it's very small. If you zoomed in
Yes.
on it, you could see it a little better. But there is a little pink dot, and that way you know which one it is. It's very, very small.
I see it now.
So we have
So because I
24
didn't
seconds
see
left.
it, I think I clicked the same one twice, which is fine. I don't care, but it will only let me choose one. And I think that's because I did it twice.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you can select the same one twice if you wanted. Okay, so 5 seconds. When it ends, this is kind of cool, so keep an eye on this. So when it ends, I will end the voting session. And I'm going to end it for everyone. And you'll see the voting results popped up. So what we have is two ended up with 5 votes each. 1 with 4, 1 with 3, and then a bunch with only 2 votes, and 3 with 1 vote. So really nice way to be able to just show the information that you have very quickly. It calculates it yourself. You don't have to do it. So we have the 2. How do you facilitate trust between team members, and how do you define roles between project manager and directors? Okay, great. Okay, so and then unique voters too. So this one got 2 votes. So that might have been yours, Noah. Maybe, I don't know. I'm not going to call you out. Okay, so those are the 2. So we're going to see now. The trick is, okay, so how do you define the roles between project managers, directors? I'm going to move that one over. I'll move that over, and then the other one was, I forgot already. Where was it? Everyone help me.
How to facilitate
Which
trust
one was it?
building, trust building between.
Oh,
team
right here.
members.
Got it. Yep, got it. Yep, thank you. Okay, so I'm going to move those over here. And so these are the 2 we're going to be discussing. All right. And so for those who picked the facilitator role, so you can work with your team to choose which one you start with, because they got even number of votes. So you guys can decide. So what we're going to do right now is we have Selena's going to put us into groups, and we should be groups of, I think we're going to be, depending on how many people we have, I think we're going to be somewhere between 7 and 10 people a group. Okay. And so keep the mural up so you can see this. And remember, if you are, keep an eye on what team you are when you go into your breakouts, team 1, 2, 3, etc. Because when you're documenting, you want to go down to the group notes and document your conversation in the group notes, okay? So that we can, when we report out after, you have something to discuss in your notes in an area that you could discuss, okay? Any questions about that? Okay, all right, let's go.
Okay, I'll probably join.
Talk with those specific individuals. Having volunteers instead of being voluntold, that can create funny dynamics. Whether, and then choosing who the lead should be, making sure that the lead is somebody that makes sense to be a lead. Sometimes they're not ready to do that, and so executive coaching might make more sense. And either way, having a conversation with them on an informal conversation, talking about bandwidth, communication style, to make sure that it's going to be a good fit.
Excellent, thank you, Joy. This is very nicely done, very organized. So you got just to the one topic.
Yep.
Sounds like the same as this. Okay, excellent, great. Anyone want to add anything from team 1? Okay, let's move. Ooh. All right, group 2.
Oof.
Group 2, who?
Hi, me, it's Chikaria. So group 2,
Right,
can you hear me?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, group 2 was Noelle, Mackenzie, Lisa, Leo, and myself. And we actually started with an icebreaker. We were talking about scary movies because it's Halloween. And what we decided is that we were all kindredly connected because none of us like scary movies. We're all scarred by them. And we dare not spend our money unless we're forced to go watch them. So we won't. So there you go. That's what we learned about each other. And it was really fun to have that conversation. Due to our icebreaker getting extended because we were enjoying learning about each other, we too only got to talk about one topic, and it was the facilitation of trust building between team members. Where we really got we got really deep is when we learned that, we're responsible for moving projects and things along, and we don't have the trust in the members to actually deliver on what they commit on. So our conversation started around, what do we see or what triggers do we know create something in us that lets us know the trust isn't there. And someone on our team said, they know that they've gotten there when people deliver. They do what they say what they're supposed to do, and it feels really good. So when that doesn't happen, then there's kind of this feeling of being stuck. You know that trust is one of the reasons that they're not actually doing what they say. So we talked about how to actually maneuver through that situation. And good advice was given in saying that you really need to clarify the role. And the term was used as the heavy, right? So who's going to be the person that is knighted with the role of actually holding folks accountable and encouraging people to be accountable? So when you have clear roles and responsibilities, it creates that space to be able to actually perform in the expected role. So we enjoyed the conversation. We also, like group one said, food is always a good thing, right? It builds trust, it builds community. And right now it's like on Zoom, I just pretend I'm eating with you all. But food is definitely a connector for us to establish comfort and create those connections. And then also acknowledging that the work was done well. Shout outs or anything like that really helped to build that trust. If we had more time, we'd probably dive more into the triggers. How do we know we're still storming? How do we know we're still in that phase where we need to build trust? And then other keys that we can exercise to help to accelerate bringing trust into the picture. So anyone else from group two, did I miss anything or would you like to add?
I think you got everything.
Okay. Thank you, Jakara.
I think Leora was going to say something, if that's okay.
No, I think you got everything. That's
Okay,
great.
perfect. Thanks, guys. It was great.
Okay. And for group three, I think it was Sherry.
Sure, happy to be our spokesperson. So we also selected building trust. So it seems to be the theme in the room today. And discussion in general was around starting with clear roles and responsibilities, but we kind of double clicked into wanting to be more specific around the ICVP program that's on the Stanford adult side in regards to how can staff encourage leaders or build trust between the physician leaders to get the work done. So some of the opportunities or, potential approaches were identifying, team dynamics before starting. So do you have a high functioning team or not? And if not, what are some of the gaps? If you do, what are some of the strengths? Also talked about how to make it about the end goal, which you want to achieve for the work is the personality. So I think that goes back to identifying your strengths and weaknesses and addressing them that way. Also a discussion around it's really going to depend on the situation and how you're building trust. Are you dealing more with personality and egos or of management? Because those would be completely different approaches. And also just thinking about, is there a need to have potential crucial conversations with any of the, frontline or key stakeholders or whoever that may be. Another thing that was suggested was potentially, leading with data, especially helpful, that being especially helpful when working with a physician group. And then there was additional discussion around expectation setting. So expectations need to be clarified to, proactively manage some of that disagreement that can occur. And also more than just setting expectations, what is the structure behind, what is the process, and where do you need that structure and process set? Potential areas for setting that structure would be roles and responsibilities around the work, accountability for the work, and delegation or requesting for the work to be done isn't specific. So just being sure that the expectations, there's a lot of clarity around what is being expected. And there was some discussion too around, are we clear on what our principles are in order to get the work done? And then some resources put forth on things to consider, like tackling kind of storming, norming, performing, like where are we along that continuum that sometimes that, storming and norming is good or required before we can get to that performing stage.
Outstanding. Great job. Great job. Okay, so we have 4 minutes, everybody. I think that was outstanding summary. What I'd like to do now is if you still have the the link to the mural, what I would like is I would like you to go in and take 2 minutes and go to the bottom of the page. And there in the bottom, it says, what I like, what I wish, and what I wonder about today. I'd like you to take 2 minutes and write in some topics. Honestly, if you wanted to come back and do it too, that would be great too, because you have the link. You can continue to add. But I'd like you to go ahead and take a few minutes to do that. When you're done doing that, we'll pull you back and I'll have Jakaria close us. Remember, this is the feedback we use to make it better for next time. And I'm going to give you, this will be the last one. You can always add more later. And that is it. Okay. Okay, time's up, everybody. You can keep talking, but I'm going to go ahead and pass it to Jakaria to close us.
Awesome. So I just want to thank everybody again for coming. And I encourage you all to let us know if there's anyone else that we can be inviting to these sessions. We hope that they're fulfilling, that they're enriching for you. And we always want to take your feedback so that we can iterate and make them better. So looking forward to the feedback that you have so we can do that. And remember, our community is as strong as we make it. So thank you again for joining. Hope that you all have a fabulous Tuesday and stay safe since the rain is giving us a break. Enjoy Halloween, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye, everybody.